had my first seven-figure year 13 years ago when I was 27 years old, and I thought the sky was going to part. I literally thought the sky was going to part when I had my first seven-figure year. And I said, you know, I'm going to go buy a Mercedes. I said, I'm not going to do anything crazy until I see seven figures. And I went to go buy a Mercedes, right? It's 2003. I remember it just as clear as day. And I was in the mortgage industry, and I got dropped off at the car lot. Remember, I got dropped off. It was in the wintertime. It was cold. I had a skull cap on. I had a big gray and white leather Averex jacket. Timberlands on. I looked like a thug. I got dropped off at the car lot. And it was cold outside. I walked around the car lot for 15 minutes. Guess how many salespeople came out? None. I got dropped off. You know what they thought? They thought I had a bad case of lookalikes. I got dropped off. He ain't got no money and it's cold. And I saw the 2003 E500 pearl white Mercedes with that lamb leather interior, and I said, oh, she's mine. I hugged her, I kissed her. Welcome to the family, baby. And I went into the car lot, and I went to the very first salesperson. I said, hey, you see that E500 right there? He says, yeah. I said, I want it. He says, awesome. Let's talk about credit and application. I said, before we do that, I got a question for you. He said, what's that? I said, do you have a Mercedes? He says, no. I said, well, you can't be my salesperson. I went to the second person. Hey, you see that E500 out there? Yeah, I want it. Okay, great, let's talk. Do you have a Mercedes? No. You can't be my salesperson. I went to the third person. It was the young lady. I said, hey, how you doing? I said, I'm good. I said, you see the E500 right there? She said, yeah. I said, I want it. Awesome. Do you have a Mercedes? She said, yeah. I said, awesome, let's talk. I sat down with her and I said, let me explain something to you. I know the car game. You got 13 minutes. She said, what do you mean I got 13 minutes? I put a check in front of her for $57,000 that was already made out to McGeorge Mercedes. There was a cashier's check with the company's name already on it. The car was over 60 grand. I said, I'm not paying $1 over $57,000. Don't bring back your extra warranty. I don't want a heated steering wheel. I don't want any extra tires. I don't want any fancy floor mats. I'm paying 57 grand for that car out the door. P.S. If you don't sell it to me at that price, I'm going to go next door with this cashier's check, and I put another cashier's check in front of them that was already made out to Import Auto House, which was the car lot next door. And I said, if you don't sell me that car for that price, I'm going to buy the car next door that I saw, and I'm going to pull up in front of your lot and take a picture like I bought it from you. She came back in about 5 minutes and got the deal done. On the way out the door, I looked at the first two salespeople. I said, I didn't ask you, did you drive a Mercedes? I asked you, did you have one? Could have been a remote control Mercedes. Could have been a model car Mercedes. Could have been a Mercedes in the back of your yard sitting on bricks that was a 1950 Mercedes. The only thing I wanted to know is, did you believe in the product that you sold? How in the world can you work at a Mercedes dealership driving a Honda Accord? If you like Hondas, then you should work at the Honda dealership. Because I can promise you that the person who sells the most cars here drives a Mercedes. Because they believe in their product. You understand where I'm going with this story, ladies and gentlemen? See, you can only borrow someone else's story but for so long. You can only talk about someone else's weight loss but for so long. You can only talk about someone else's skin for so long. You can only give someone else's energy drink story for so long. You literally got about 90 days max to be able to do that. After that, you're going to be called out. You need to have your own story. See, I can stand in front of a room and tell people I haven't put lotion or soap on my face in 15 months. That's my own story. I can't stand in front of a room and give a Zen body testimony. I don't want to drop 40 pounds. If I lose 40 pounds, I'm going to look like J.J. Evans from Good Times. It's just not going to be a good look. You're going to think I'm on more than just Zen body. It just wouldn't be a good look. Okay? But I have an AM, PM story. I do drink the Zen Fit. Okay? I'm on the Luminesce on a regular basis. My telomeres are growing right in front of you and none of you can tell. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a product of the product. I have a story about the product. What's your story? Because can't you believe in something a lot more when you see the results yourself? I was in Minneapolis, Minnesota 2 weeks ago. It was negative 20 degrees. And man, there was a guy that had a particular issue with his arm. And I forgot, he had a particular skin disease. I'm not going to say what the skin disease was because I'm here that we don't cure any diseases. But he applied the product to one portion of his arm, to one arm, and he didn't apply it to the other. And he did that for 7 days. And he showed me his arm and it freaked me out. One arm was clear, the other one was just still messed up. You think he was a believer? 100% now. 100%. He's a believer. If you drop 15 pounds on Zen Body, do you think you're a believer?
Yes.
Absolutely. You think Sharon believes in her products? You think she believes in Zen Body? She dropped 25 pounds. Would you believe if you dropped 25 pounds? Absolutely. Absolutely. If you had a bad case of acne and then all of a sudden it went away because of Luminesce, would you be a believer?
Yeah.
Absolutely. You started drinking the energy drinks and you used to drink Sobeys and Red Bulls and all these other things and they picked you up really quickly and now you crash and all of a sudden you get on Nevo and now you're not crashing. Are you a believer? So I need you to pick some products, pick a product or products with an S and become a believer. Become a believer. You've got to become a believer. Everybody with me?
Yeah.
Because people will see that passion. They will see that passion. You cannot borrow passion. You can't borrow passion, ladies and gentlemen. You can't borrow that. Nobody can loan that to you. But when people see the results that you have and you feel those results, it's a whole lot easier to share them. Okay? So I need you all to be a product of the product. Everybody with me on that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm getting ready to say something here really quickly before I get into this launch poem that might hurt a couple of your feelings. But I want you to understand something really quickly. I'm not here to hurt your feelings. Okay? One thing that you'll get from me is like I tell the truth. There's enough people in network marketing that will tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. I sleep good at night, so you have heard the truth. Everybody with me? Everybody with me on that? All right, so let me give you the truth. When you leave here today, before there were 4 packages. There were 4 sign-up packages. When you leave here today, there's 3. Let me repeat that. Before you got here, there were 4 sign-up packages. When you leave here, there's 3. Let me repeat that. What are they? $199, $499, $749, and $1,049. Those are the 4 levels in the United States, right? When you leave here, there's 3. Anybody got an idea why there's 3 when you leave? As I walk around the room, there's purses in this room that cost more than $200. There's shoes in this room that cost more than $200. This hotel room that we rented costs more than $200. This projector is more than $200. There's stuff in your garage that you don't even use anymore that you paid more than $200 for. There's stuff in your closet that you haven't worn in 2 years that you paid more than $200 for. If you lead people at the $199 level, you're leading them down the path of least resistance. Let me tell you what I mean. Somebody joins at $199. If it doesn't work quick enough that they want them to work, can't they make it easier to walk away from $200 than it is to walk away from $1,049? You can spend $200 on a bad dinner, can't you? Think about all the things you spend $200 on that you don't use anymore. I can typically look at people's organization and tell which way they came in based upon the levels that people are signing up at. Because people are going to do what you do, not what you say. So you sit down with Johnny and you say, Johnny, you know, there's $199, $499, $749, you should come in at the $1,049 level. Johnny says, well, what level did you come in at? I came in at the $199 level. Well, I'm going to come in at the $199 level. Well, no, you should come in at the $1,049. You should come in at $499. Well, you didn't come in at $499. But I'm going to upgrade later. Okay, awesome. I'm going to upgrade when you upgrade. You ever notice people do what you do, not what you say? If you don't believe me, look at your kids.
Yeah.
You've been telling your kids to do something over and over and over and over and over. They watch you. They watch you. You keep telling your kids to make up their bed, but yours ain't made up. They will call you out. Mom, your bed is made up. They're going to do what you do, not what you say. Okay? There's a couple of reasons why this is so key, though. So you get it. When you're building this business, ladies and gentlemen, everybody repeat after me. This is a volume business. It's a what kind of business?
Volume.
Now, at the $199 level, at the $199 level, how much volume is that? That's 100 points. What's your fast start bonus on that? $25, right? So you got 100 points and $25. Now, how much volume is in a $499 kit? 300 points. How much volume is in a $1,049 kit? 500 points. So if I enroll one person at $4.99, that's 300 points right there. Let's say over here I got 5,000 points already that's accumulated. Every time a $4.99 person shows up, do I cycle? Yep. Every single time. Whether you put them in or somebody else put them in. How many people does it take to cycle in this particular example at the $1.99 level? You need 3 people for the same cycle versus 1. You follow me? Secondly, do you think someone takes their business more seriously when they come in at $500 or higher? Yes. Yes, absolutely. Don't lead at the lower level. Now, am I beating up anybody that came in at $1.99? No. No, I'm not beating you up for it. I consider people that come in at $1.99 customers on steroids. That's what I consider them. I consider them customers on steroids. They wanted to get a product at a discount. Because if it were up to me, and some of y'all will think I'm crazy when I say this, but then you'll understand my logic. I'm sure Mike would agree. If it were up to me, the sign-up packages would be $2 grand, $5 grand, $7,500, and $11,000. And some of y'all are like, well, nobody would sign up, Sid. Yes, they would. And they would take the business a lot more seriously. See, if you had to invest 11 grand into the business, do you think you would take it serious? Let's see. I left the mortgage industry in 2006. I was actually going to go open up a Subway. I was looking at franchises. Looked at a franchise that cost $106,000 in 2006 to open up a Subway. You know how long it was going to take me to get my 106 grand back? 3 years. Now I'm going to have to work every day. Smelling like salami, ham, mayonnaise, every single day. Do I look like a sandwich maker to y'all? No. Don't nothing about me say sandwich maker.
You smell better too.
I smell better. You just got 5 coupons. Now at the end of the day, it was going to take me 3 years to get that back, right? In order to open up a McDonald's, your net worth has to be $1 million. Your net worth has to be $1 million in order to open up a McDonald's. And it's going to take you a couple of years to get that $1 million back. Oh, you want a Domino's pizza? That's 250 grand. You want a Starbucks? That's $750,000. Ain't that big of a deal. How long does it take to get that money back? 3, 4, 5 years. You've got the opportunity to invest $500, $750, $1,050 and get your money back as quick as you want to get it back. If you treat your business that way. But you've got to treat your business that way. Everybody understand that process? So that means that when you leave here, you got to treat your business a little different. Now, most people will tell you to treat your business like a business. I'm going to tell you to treat your business like a job. Most people tell you treat your business like a business. I'm going to tell you treat your business like a job. Because 90% of you in the room have never had a business before. So what do you have to relate it to? What do you have to relate it to? If you've never opened up a business before, how can I tell you to treat your business like a business when you've never had a business before? But if I tell you to treat your business like a job, you've worked 8 hours in a day before. You worked 40 hours in a week before. Now what happens if you show up late for your job? You get fired, right? Treat your business like a job. What happens if you don't do what you're supposed to do at your job? You get fired, right? Treat your business like a job. What happens if you don't show up some days? You get fired, right? Or you get suspended. Treat your business like a job. Treat your business like a job. If I don't do it, this is what happens. If I don't do it, this is what happens. There's days that my fiance don't see me. My house is not 50,000 square feet. It's 4,000 square feet. There's days that she don't see me. Okay? Because I am locked in my office, grinding it out. Every now and then she knows I wish you would, I work so much. I said, baby, I ain't got to work ever. Tell you what I tell you what you do. You go out and make 7 figures a year, and I stay home every day. I'll wash the clothes. I take care of the dogs. I do everything. You go out and make 7 figures, and we'll be one. I see you every day. All day, every day. But until then, I'm gone. You follow me? I've got these big, gigantic goals. Big, gigantic goals. And there's going to be some sacrifice that you're going to have to give along the way. So I want you to think about, what am I willing to give up? What am I willing to give up? Your goal is 10 grand a month. Your goal is 50,000 a month. Well, here, let's do this. And I'm going to ask this question. There's no right or wrong answer when I say this. There's no right or wrong answer when I say this. Your number is your number. Your number is your number. How many of you in the room, your goal is to make up between an extra 5 to 10 grand a month? Your number is your number. There's no wrong answer. Make an extra. Awesome. How many of you want to make an extra 10 to 20,000 a month? Awesome. How many of you want to make an extra 50 grand a month? How many of you, your goal is to make 6 figures a month? Okay, awesome. All right. Some of you had to think about that for a second. Really, 6 figures a month? That would be awesome. I'll take that. Okay. Here's the trick. Here's the trick. What are you going to give up along the way? Because you will give up some things. What are you willing to sacrifice to do that? You might miss a parent-teacher conference here and there. Can you accept that? You might have to give up bowling night. Can you accept that? You might have to give up your knitting class for a year. Can you accept that? You might have to go to bed a little bit later than 10 o'clock. Can you accept that? You might not be able to look at Dancing with the Stars. You might have to turn off Forensic Files. You might can't look at Cops. Oh, we're in Atlanta? Y'all got every freaking reality TV show on the planet out here. My fiance was flicking through the automatic income reducer yesterday, and they had a TV show called Little People of Atlanta. Y'all see that show? I'm like, wow, they got a reality show about little people. I'm like, this is interesting. We got little people, we got bigger people, we got skinnier people, we got every type of reality show you can think of. You might have to cut off your automatic income reducer. Are you willing to do that? Because whatever your goal is, you will give up some stuff. There's going to be a trade-off. You're not going to make 10 grand a month doing exactly what you're doing right now. You're not going to make 50 grand a month doing exactly what you're doing right now. People come to me all the time. I had a guy come to me not too long ago. He said, Ced, I want you to show me how to make 6 figures a month. I said, that is awesome, man. What do you do for a living right now, bro? He says, I'm a barber. I said, great. What's the most amount of money you've ever made in the MLM before? He said, $1,000 in a month. I said, before we get to 6 figures a month, why don't we match what the first thing that you ever hit in network marketing was first? Let's get you to $1,000 a month. And then, why don't we help you get to where you don't have to become a barber anymore? He was like, what do you mean? I said, if you made 8 grand a month in your network marketing company, you wouldn't have to go to work anymore now, would you? He said, well, no. I said, so why do you need 6 figures a month? I said, do you know what it takes to make 6 figures a month, man? Yeah, do you understand the sacrifices you're going to have to go through to get to that in a month? Do you understand what it takes? You know how crazy you got to be? You know how many planes you got to be on? Feel free to ask me, I'll tell you. You got to be going so much. Is it worth it? Yeah. It's worth it, but you got to be committed, though. You got to be committed. So when you leave this room today, you got to say, okay, what am I going to give up? What am I going to give up for my goal? And stick to it. And stick to it. There's going to be people that are going to try to pull you sideways from that goal. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I was in Virginia not too long ago, and one of my boys got into my rental car. And he was hitting the CD changer. And it was personal development after personal development after personal development. And he was like, Ced, you ain't got no Weezy in here? You ain't got no Jay? What's up? And I'm like, I don't want to be Weezy. I don't want to be Jay. Don't get me wrong. I listen to him. You know what I mean? But I want to be Jim Rome. I want to be Jerry Clark. I want to be people that have the results that I want. If I want to be a rapper, then I listen to rappers all day. See, people have no idea. I used to live in Michigan, right? I lived in Michigan for a year and a half. And when I moved to Michigan in 2003, Eminem was just getting hot. And that song was on the radio. It's so different without me. That Without Me song. And I really didn't like that song. I like Eminem. He's cool. But I really didn't like that song. But because I heard it on the radio over and over and over and over and over again, guess what I caught myself singing? That song, right? Have you ever heard a song that you don't like so many times that you catch yourself knowing the words of the song? I'm not the only one, right? What if you treated personal development the same way? Holy crap. You want to be like Jim Rohn? Listen to Jim Rohn all the time, and all of a sudden you'll start sounding like him. You want to know why Cheryl always say it all the time? Because she listens to my CDs so much, it's probably like a freaking scratch thing in her house. She just itching to scratch like Jazzy Jeff on it. She sounds like, because she's listened to it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Her, Sharon, so many other people over and over and over and over and over again. Okay? Who do you want to be when you grow up? Those are the people that you got to surround yourself around. Those are the people that you got to listen to. Now, I know some of y'all want me to train you on telomeres and AM, PM, and all that good stuff. Feel free to wait on that, because I ain't training you on that tonight. See, your AM, PM, and your telomeres and your Zen body and all that stuff means nothing if this is screwed up here. Amen. It means nothing if your mind isn't prepared for what's going to happen when you leave here. Okay? It don't matter. It don't matter. It's almost kind of like, it's kind of like buying a car after Hurricane Katrina. And you buy the car in New Orleans, right? And it looks like it's really, really pretty. Oh my goodness, this is the car I want. Then it doesn't start after you bought it. And you're like, what happened? Oh, you didn't know it was in the flood. But it looks good on the outside now, don't it? But the engine is screwed up. What's going on with your engine? What did your mom pour in your head that's still screwing with you? What did your dad pour in your head that's still screwing with you? Do you understand I made millions of dollars doing this and my brother still won't listen to me? My brother looks at me and says, My brother has blackheads from when he used to pop his pimples when we were small. We were born on the same day, 4 years apart, and we're not twins. To drive me crazy, I had to share birthday cake with the guy. All this stuff drove me crazy. I finally had to ask my dad, Dad, how did this work out? I don't get it. I mean, I did the math, Dad. We were born in October, February. Every 4 years, Mom would hook you up, huh? Awesome. Then we appear. But I don't get it. Why does my brother not listen? Because he's got the little brother syndrome. You got people around you that have that syndrome. They won't listen. They have blocks. They won't listen to you because of who you are. Because of who you are. They have this perception of you. No matter how successful you are, they have a perception. Some will listen and some won't listen. Everybody, I need you to adopt the SW factor. So everybody repeat after me. Some will. Some will. Some won't.
Some won't.
So what?
So what?
Some are waiting.
Some are waiting.
Some will do it. Some won't do it. So what? Some are waiting to do it. Who cares? That's the first thing that you need to know. Second thing that you need to know, the reason why you haven't contacted every single person that you know about Jeunesse is because of perception. It's perception. Tell the truth. How many of y'all in the room contacted everybody that you know about Jeunesse? You contacted everybody. Everybody. So if I go through your phone right now and just randomly click a person and call them, they're going to already know about Jeunesse. Awesome. That is awesome. One person. I don't believe her, but it's one person. You probably call them all on her phone. She got all these people on her Facebook. She got all these people. You go to church? Talk to everybody at the church. Everybody. The preacher was passing the plate, and you were passing this to me. Huh? Oh, see, that. It's in my phone. All right, here's why I bring this up. The reason why you haven't told everybody that you know is because of perception. What are they going to think about me? What are they going to say? I've already been in, I told them about the last thing. I was selling cheese 6 months ago. They didn't buy my cheese. They didn't buy my coffee. They didn't buy my skincare before. I tried to switch their electricity. People won't listen to me, said. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something about network marketing. If you don't share this with the people that you know, somebody will. And then they show up at a meeting like this. And then they join. And you look at them and say, hey, what are you doing here? Why are you here? What do you mean? Sarah told me about the business. Why didn't you ask me about it? You knew I had a face. Why didn't you tell me? Then you try to do something slick. Don't sign up with her because you know me. I'm your cousin. You know, you joined my team. You just lost that person. You got to chalk that one up. See, you are attached to the outcome. I need you all to marry the process and divorce the outcome. Marry the process of introducing this opportunity. Marry that process. Divorce the outcome of what happens. If they join, great. If they don't join, great. You follow me? You are marrying the process. So Melissa's a nurse. Any doctors in the room? Okay. So when they have your heart attached on a machine when you're in a hospital, there's a machine, an EKG machine. Do, 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 do. It's doing that all day long, right? Do, do. What happens if it goes do? You're dead, right? But it does this all day long, right? Do, do, do. It goes up, it goes down. It goes up, it goes down. It goes up, it goes down. Guess what's going to happen in your business? Do, 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 do. It's going to do the same exact thing. If it goes, you're dead. If you're not talking to anybody, you're dead. It's got to go, do, do. You got to do it every day. Days that you don't feel like doing it, do it anyway. Do it anyway. The days that you don't feel like doing it is the best days to do it. Because now you're getting uncomfortable. You're getting comfortable getting uncomfortable. You're getting comfortable getting uncomfortable. And that's one of the keys to this business, is getting comfortable getting uncomfortable. Because before you can become comfortable, you have to become uncomfortable. You said you wanted to make 10 grand a month, but you currently make 3 grand a month at your job right now. That means that you got to do something different to get to 10 grand a month. Do you not? That means it might have to be a little uncomfortable, right? Talking to strangers might be a little uncomfortable. Is that uncomfortable? No. Okay? Don't make it uncomfortable. Stop listening to what your parents told you when you were young. I got some young kids in the room right now, right? Uh-oh. You want to screw with their thinking. What did your parents tell you when you were small? Don't talk to strangers. Where does money come from? Strangers. And they told you don't talk to them. Don't talk to strangers. Guess where money comes from? Strangers. When you sat down at your job to get interviewed, was the boss a stranger? Yes. Before you knew your wife, was she a stranger? Yes. Was your husband a stranger? Yes. Was your girlfriend a stranger? Yes. Was your boyfriend a stranger? Yes. Some of y'all, your kids are strangers. Haven't seen them in 2 months. Said he's a stranger. Okay? Where does money come from? Strangers. Strangers. Now guess what money does all day, every day? It goes in the hands of people that are not so smart into the hands of people that are smarter. Every single day. It doesn't come from the ground. It doesn't come from the mint. It doesn't come from the government. It comes from people. That's the only place that money comes from. It comes from people. So if you want to make more money, guess what you got to learn? People. Oh, thank you, man. Well, people. And as soon as you understand people, you can have so much money it will blow your mind. It will blow your mind. Here, let me prove it to you. Have you ever seen an ugly guy with a beautiful woman? You have? Okay. So I'm in hot Atlanta, Georgia. There's clubs all over the place, right? All over the place. You seen an ugly guy with a beautiful woman. Let me tell you how it probably went. Some of y'all ladies, y'all maybe you went through this. You were at the club and somewhere nice, whatever. There's an ugly guy saying, can I buy you a drink? No. 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 He went through 50 people. And person number 51 said, well, my throat is a little parched. And she bought her a drink. Then he bought her another drink. Next thing you know, they got to talking, and all of a sudden he looked better than he used to look. 15 years later, they're married. And he has some big, gigantic ears. Because he listened. He listened. He listened. There's 2 reasons why you see an ugly guy with a beautiful woman. Don't you ever think it's anything other than these 2 things. Number 1, he's either rich. Or number 2, he has some very big ears. Because women, feel free to let me know if I'm wrong or not. Women want to know if you care about them. You sitting there yapping, yap. A woman knows if she likes you within the first 5 seconds of shaking your hand. Oh, he just don't have a clue. He don't have a clue. He is mine. She closed you in her mind. You thought you closed her. No, she let you think that. You were already closed. You just didn't realize it. But you sitting there yapping. I want to tell you why I got this, and let me tell you about that. She don't care about any of that. She wants to know if you're thinking about, do you like her? Are you listening to her? Do you have these big, gigantic ears? My fiance is a professional horse rider. I know I'm being recorded, and she knows I'm not that big of a fan of horses. They okay. They're like 6-figure animals. I was raised in Richmond, Virginia. When you get an animal in Richmond, Virginia, it was a stray. You fed it hot dogs. It never left. You named it. It was yours. So when mama come to me and say, hey, I want this horse and it's $50,000, I'm like, animal? And I got to pay $2,000 a month for it to stay in a jail cell? Do you know we can go commit a crime and go to jail for free? $2,000 a month for it to stand in a jail cell. Every time it goes to a show, it's a couple of grand, and you're going to ride around and trot. And the saddle is $12,000. I could buy a Honda Accord for $12,000, and it's a saddle. You kidding me? My dad called me up and said, son, I heard you get ready to invest in a horse. And I said, what makes you think that? Because I just talked to you about a half. And I'm like, I'm not buying that horse, Daddy. He said, son, let me explain something to you. Happy wife, happy life. If you don't buy that horse, you could be moving with me. So now I own a horse. And it's a lot of money. And I got to hear about horses. But guess what? I got some big ears. Big ears. So baby, let me tell you what happened. Really? Awesome. Really? That's what we're awesome. That's good. That's good stuff, baby. Yeah. I got to go through that for 45 minutes, and it is what it is. I got to go through it for an hour. It is what it is. Okay, now the horses have made me money because when I show up, I kind of stand out like a sore thumb. Some of y'all will figure out why later. Like, who you with? I don't know. You deal with the lady that just beat your door. But I got to listen to that, right? So as a great networker, the best networkers are the best what? Listeners. If you listen long enough, people will tell you exactly how to close them. If you listen long enough. Everybody write down these 4 letters. First letter is F. Second letter is O. F. First letter is F. Second letter is O. Third letter is aura. Last letter is M. F-O-R-M. Beside the F, write family. The F stands for family. The O stands for occupation. The aura stands for recreation. And the M stands for money. Family, occupation, recreation, money. Form. You're going to learn to form your prospects. Some of you have heard this before, but guess what? Repetition is the mother of skill. When this becomes second nature to you, you become dangerous. Any of y'all ever saw the movie Neo from the Matrix? You ever realize once Neo realized when he was the one, what happened? What happened when Neo realized that he was the one? People were shooting at him and he realized he was the one. He just put up his hand. And the bullets just fell. Y'all remember that scene? Then the guy came to come fight him and he just started hitting him with one hand. He realized he was the what? The one. Once you learn to overcome every objection that there is, once you understand that everybody has the same rebuttal, they're just a different person, once you understand how to form people, once all this stuff becomes second nature, guess who you become? Neo. Things start moving in slow motion. I've had people send me objections. It was so funny. I just got to the point. I said, is that all you got? It was like, what do you mean? 4562. What's 4562? That's the first 4 digits of your credit card. I just need the last 12. Stop playing around. See, once you get comfortable, you get this. So here's what I mean. Family, occupation, recreation, money. What is everybody's number 1 topic? No, it isn't. Everybody falls to that trap. Themselves. It ain't money. I'm so glad. Who said money? Chad? I'm so glad you brought up money. I want to talk about that here for 1 second. A lot of y'all are leading with money. I need y'all to understand something. Less than 15% of the entire human race is motivated by money. I didn't say 15% of the people in Atlanta. I said less than 15% of the entire human race is motivated by money. If you think otherwise, there would be a lot more millionaires on this planet right now. There would be a lot more people in this room right now if people were motivated by money. So you can't lead with money on everybody. That's why understanding personalities is so key. So key. I'll talk about that in a second, just in case my call don't come in that I'm expecting. All right, so the F stands for what?
Family.
Everybody's number 1 topic is what? Themselves. Who do you know more about, you or your husband?
Yourself.
You or your kids? You or your wife? You're 40 years old. You've been married for 22 years. You've been living with you for 40 years. You've been living with her for 22. Your son is 18 years old. You're 52. You've been living with you for 52 years. You've been knowing your son for 18 years. So you know more about you than you do anybody else. So, if everybody's number one topic is themselves, guess what you want to get them to start talking about? Themselves. They don't care about you. You know how many times people start talking about them? Let me tell you about me. Tell you how great I am. Nobody cares how great you are. Nobody cares. They want to know if you care about them. So when I'm picking up the phone and I'm calling up somebody, you're calling up Johnny, you're calling up Billy, you're calling up Susie. Manuel, it's Sid, how you doing? It's great, Sid, how you doing, man? Oh, man, it's been a while since we talked. How's the family? Family's great, Sid. You know, my wife's outside, man. She's taking care of business. You know, little Johnny's on the trampoline. You know, little Mary, you know, she's in cheerleading right now, keeping me busy, blah, blah, blah. Let him talk. Do not cut him off. You're looking for something. Everybody write these 2 words down. Fraudulent slip. You guys are very attentive. God, I love this. I could do this all night with people like this. I might just do it all night. Who cares? Fraudulent slip. You're looking for Manuel to fall into his fraudulent slip. So I'm going to get Manuel to talk about what? His family. Family's great. My wife is good. My husband's great. The kids are great. Blah, blah, blah. Let him go. Let him go on a tangent. Don't ever cut him off. What does the O stand for? Occupation. So if you know what Manuel does for a living, reiterate it. So Manuel, last time I talked, man, you were a teacher. You still teaching? Yeah, I said I'm still teaching. Man, how's that working out for you? Oh, man, it's okay, man, but I tell you, these baby kids are driving me crazy. Baby kids driving him crazy. Keep that note right there. Hold on to that. Because he just fell into his what? Fraudulent slip. He just fell into it. Now, some of y'all would jump right on that. Ooh, baby, that kid drives me crazy. Let me show you this 2-minute video. No. No. Ooh, I got a solution. No. No, because he might even fall deeper into it. See, here's the trick. The trick is to get Manuel, for you to be able to use Manuel's words right back on him. His pain. Oh, man, his pain. It's so scary when you start using somebody else's words right back on them. Because what are they going to call themselves, a liar? Think about that. So Manuel will say, yeah, I'm still a teacher, said it's okay, blah, blah, blah. Let's say you don't know what Manuel does for a living. So Manuel, what are you doing for a living right now? Oh, man, I'm a Delta agent at the airport in Atlanta. Awesome, man. How's that working out for you? It's cool, man. You know, they're just working me a lot of overtime. I wish I wasn't working so much overtime, but outside of that, it's all right. Working too much overtime. I'm going to hold on to that. What does the R stand for? Manuel, what are you doing for fun these days, man? Last time I checked, you used to go fishing all the time. You still fishing all the time? Nah, I said. Why ain't you fishing all the time? I just told you I'm working overtime all the time. Want to go fishing, working a lot of overtime. See, I'm holding on to that, right? What are you doing for fun? Let's say you don't know what he does for fun. What are you doing for fun these days, Manuel? Oh, man, I go bowling all the time. Awesome. How's that working out? Man, I love bowling, bro. If I could bowl 7 days a week, I would. Awesome. We want to go bowling 7 days a week. See, my ultimate goal in life for the next 5 years, for those of y'all that ain't figured it out yet, y'all got me for 5 years. When I'm 45, I am going fishing. Every stinking day. Here's my ultimate goal. To go fishing every day and to visit every freaking Waffle House in the entire United States. That's my goal. That's my goal in life. Y'all think I'm a Waffle House freak, and I'm going to open up a Waffle House in front of a lake. Eat breakfast, go fishing. Eat breakfast, go fishing. That's my ultimate goal, right? So you got to figure out, some of y'all think it's a joke. I ain't kidding. Some of y'all know I'm serious. They say they ain't playing. All right, so you're looking for that slip, right? So you're getting them to talk. What is that recreation? What does he like to do? What is his hot button? What does he like to do for fun? Now, what does the M stand for? Money. All right, now, I always frame this way. This is my opinion. Please do not chastise me or beat me up for my opinion. It's simply my opinion. Everybody got that? Yeah. Okay. I want to use this particular example. This is an example, okay? I am of the opinion that O.J. Simpson killed his ex-wife. I'm just of the opinion. I look at like these 48-hour shows and this forensic files. I'm like a freak for forensic files. If there's anything I look at on TV is forensic files. That's something about solving stuff. Okay? And here's the reason why I say this and how it relates to this money question. Okay? Any good attorney will never ask a question that he or she doesn't already know the answer to. If you ever catch yourself in a jam and you hire somebody as your attorney, and they ask a question that they don't already know the answer to, fire that person on the spot. They might get you sent up the creek. So let's think about this for a second. Johnny Cochran knew something that for whatever reason, the district attorney didn't pay any attention to it. Johnny Cochran knew that leather shrinks. Take a glove, stick it in a evidence locker and let it sit there for a year and a half, and you tell me how it fits when you pull it out. If you don't believe me, I want you to take a leather jacket right now and go stick it in your attic and tell me how it fits a year later. It's going to be really, really, really tight. Now, any leather expert could have refuted that, but they didn't. And then all of a sudden, that one line that all of you remember, and none of you were probably at the trial. Let's see if you remember. If it doesn't fit, interesting. How much money has that line made you? Zero. See the things that we got locked in our subconscious that means nothing to us? Yeah. Here, I'll give you an example. What was Fred's best friend's name? Barney. Yeah. Now, how much money does that make you? That's locked in the back of your mind, right? You ain't seen the Flintstones in 72 years. But the first thing that popped up, Barney. Like, wow, it's just still sitting there. Yeah. Okay? So, Johnny Cochran knew something, right? He knew the answer to this question. Now, I bring that up so you know the answer to the money question. And the money question is really simple. Hey, Manuel, do you keep your options open when it comes to making additional money if it doesn't interfere with what you're currently doing? Sure. Johnny, do you keep your options open when it comes to making additional money if it doesn't interfere with what you're currently doing? That's a lie that will make you so much money it's scary. Billy, do you keep your options open when it comes to making additional money if it doesn't interfere with what you're currently doing? Anybody know one of the biggest reasons why that line works? Bingo. They think they can't. So let's say that you're talking to a real estate agent. Like I was in Minnesota right now. I have a real estate agent on my team in Minnesota. She, last year, in 2015, I think she sold 162 houses. Let me think. What's 160? That's 12. That's like what? 15 houses a month. That's between 13 and 15 houses a month. That's 4 houses a week. She's in 4 to 5 closings a week. You think she's making good money? Mm-hmm. Yeah. She didn't sell a $100,000 house either. She made a lot of money last year. Let's think about this line. Hey, Mary, do you keep your options open when it comes to making additional money if it doesn't interfere with what you're currently doing? Sure. What if? Because what if I love what I do? See, if you say, do you keep your options open when it comes to making money? Do you want to make more money? If I love what I do, I might shoot that down. No, I'm happy. I'm good. If it doesn't interfere with what you're currently doing. But yeah, what are you talking about? Now the games begin. Y'all ready for the games to begin? Mary, have you seen the 2-minute jaw-dropping video? Do not ask them, have you seen the 2-minute instant ageless video? Do not ask them, have you heard of Jeunesse Global? Have you heard of Jeunesse? No. Have you seen the 2-minute jaw-dropping video? Let me tell you why this line works so well. They don't know what 2-minute video you're talking about. It could be the 2-minute video of the lion eating the alligator. They don't know what you're talking about. Am I the only person that gets crazy stuff sent to them all the time? My friends send me all sorts of crazy stuff from the Shade Room and all sorts of crazy websites. I'm like, what is this crazy stuff? Okay? Have you seen the 2-minute jaw-dropping video? What 2-minute video are you talking about? You haven't seen the 2-minute video? No, what are you talking about? Do you have 2 minutes? If they say no, don't send them the video. If they say yes, but I'll look at it tomorrow, don't send them the video. You have to control this. Johnny says, well, yeah, I got 2 minutes. Awesome. I'm going to send you this video, and I'm going to call you back in 2 minutes. You have to have a sense of urgency. If you don't, they won't. If you don't, they don't. They won't. So Johnny, have you seen a 2-minute jaw dropping video? What 2-minute jaw dropping video? Oh my goodness, you haven't seen a 2-minute video? No. Oh my goodness. You have 2 minutes? Yeah, I got 2 minutes. I'm gonna shoot this over to you, and I'm gonna call you back in 2 minutes. Awesome. When I pick up the phone and call Chaz back, I'm gonna ask Chaz one question and one question only. How many questions am I asking him?
One.
How many?
One.
What did you like best about what you just saw? What did you like best? This is a sentence that will save your life. This is a sentence that will make you so much money. Because some of y'all are asking a sentence with an infamous word in it that is killing your business. And I need you to eliminate this word from your vocabulary. And the word is think. So what you think about that, John? What you think about this? What you think about that? People don't think. They haven't thought since 1932. People feel. They don't think. If you don't believe me, how many of y'all have ever showed somebody the business and they say, this looks great, but I want to think about it? Okay? If your hand isn't raised, you haven't shown it to enough people yet. Okay? Somebody says they want to think about it. Guess what happens when you call them back 2-3 days later? Guess what they say? Either I haven't thought about it or I am still thinking about it. 90% of them will say, I'm still thinking about it. Next time that happens, I want you to look at them in their face and say, you mean to tell me you got nothing else going on in your life that the only thing that you can think about was bags, wrinkles, crow's feet, and instantly ages for 48 hours straight? Your life sucks. All you had to do was tell me that you didn't like it. Well, I didn't like it. Well, you could have told me that 2 days ago, Johnny. So give me the name of one person that you know that has a face so I can disappear. They'll give you one referral to get rid of you. Yeah. But people don't think. So, Johnny, what did you like best about what you saw? Do you know what that sentence does for people?
It forces them to make a decision.
It forces positive. It forces a positive response, even if they don't like something. Well, her nails were nice, but I don't need no wrinkle cream. Her hair looked good, but I ain't old. I don't need that stuff. They'll tell you something positive, and then they'll tell you what they don't like. Or 90% of them give you the same response, do they not? That ain't real. Ain't no way. Is it me or do y'all all get the same responses? No. Let's see what the responses are. What are the responses that you get when people see the 2-minute video? That ain't real. That's got to be Photoshopped. If that's real, I need a whole keg of it. Do you have some of that right now? Does it really work that fast? That's typically the responses that you get, right? So when somebody gives you their response, you say, Johnny, if you like that, you're going to love this. I'm going to love what? Do you have 15 minutes? Yeah, I got 15 minutes. Then I'm going to shoot them to what? 15-minute video. And I'm going to let them look at the 15-minute video now, right? Right? After they look at the 15-minute video, guess how many questions I'm going to ask them? One. What's the question I'm going to ask them? What'd you like best about what you just saw? Some of y'all are like, well, Sid, you just asked that question. Well, yeah, that was 17 minutes ago. What'd you like best about what you just saw? Now they see the whole thing. Some of y'all are trying to get a decision from people that are looking at 2 minutes. You're not giving them enough information to make a decision. And isn't Jeunesse more than just one product? Yes. You cannot hang your hat on Instantly Ageless, ladies and gentlemen. Instantly Ageless is not a product that's going to be on auto ship in your downline 5 years from now from the same customer today. It's not. It's not. That's your door opener. That's your door opener. So Johnny looks at the 15-minute video and says, oh my goodness, I didn't know you could extend my telomeres. I've been wanting to extend my telomeres for years. I didn't know anything about this Zen body thing. Oh my goodness, you got an AM PM line? You know, once I toss and turn at night, they get to see the rest of the product run. Now they get to tell you exactly what they like about it. And at that point, now you bring in the 3-way call. 2-minute, 14-minute, what did you like best about what you saw? 3-way call. Anybody got any clue why the 3-way call is so important?
Third-party validation.
Their perception of you is already set. Somebody else is a third party.
Their perception of you is already set, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. Have you told your kids to do something, then somebody else tells them the same thing and they do it?
Yes.
Does that like freak you out sometimes? I've been telling you that for 10 years. Yeah, but mom, but dad, Sarah said, I'm your mother. I'm your father. It's a different person. It's someone that they don't have a perception of. You follow me? So you need to edify the next person and put them on a three-way call. You put them on the phone with myself. You put them on the phone with Sharon. You put them on the phone with Shirley. You put them on the phone with Mike. You put them on the phone with somebody other than you. Now, the best way to do this is that while Johnny is looking at the 14-minute video, you send Johnny a text. You send your upline a text message. Say it. I got somebody looking at the 15-minute video. Will you be available in 15 minutes if I need you? Mike, I got somebody looking at the 15-minute video. Will you be available? Sharon, I got somebody looking at the 15-minute video. You're going to send out a couple of text messages to see who comes back. Yes, I'm available. Awesome. So then as soon as that person finishes looking at that 15-minute video, you ask them that question, hey, what did you like best about what you just saw? They tell you, and then you edify the next person. Oh my goodness, let me tell you about my business partner, Cheryl. Man, Cheryl has been in this thing for over a year. She's like the freaking YouTube, Facebook queen. She gets a gazillion views on her freaking videos all the time. She has an organization spanning the world. She's extremely busy. I don't know if I can catch her right now, but if I can, it's a blessing. Hold on for me 1 second. Let me see if I can get her on the phone. Then you three-way them in. Johnny meet Cheryl. Cheryl meet Johnny. And then you induct yourself into Duct Tape University. Anybody know what Duct Tape University is? That means hush. Hush. After you introduce that person, hush. One of the things that irritates me the most is when somebody calls me for a three-way call and then they're the one doing all the talking. I hang up. They call me back. Say it, son. I think we had a bad connection. No, we didn't. I hung up. Why'd you hang up? Because why'd you call me for a three-way if you're the one doing all the talking? Or I'm talking and they cut me off. But you got to tell them about this, Sid. There's a certain psychology that I'm taking people down a line. I've been doing this so long, there's a psychology that I take people down. And there's a reason why I say certain things. So don't interrupt that person that's doing that three-way call because you don't know what psychology they might be taking them down that road. And I'm always playing psychology when I'm taking people down the road. I get them on the phone, hey, so this looks like an 804 area code. Where you located at? Oh my goodness, I'm in Virginia. What part of Virginia? I'm from Virginia. I'm living in Richmond. Oh my goodness, I'm from Richmond. Where at in Richmond? I'm going to attach something that we can have a point of reference. Some sort of point of reference. I highly suggest y'all start understanding area codes. This is a great point of reference. That looks like a 602 area code. Is that Arizona? Yeah. What part of Arizona are you in? I'm in Phoenix. Oh my goodness, how long have you been living in Phoenix? I've been there for 5 years. That's awesome. Where are you originally from? I'm from Maryland. What you from Maryland to Phoenix? You follow me? I'm being a person now. I'm being a person. Okay? Just like Mike said, building that rapport. People only do business with people that they know, that they like, and that they trust. Now, they're just learning to know you on the three-way call, right? So if they don't like you nor trust you, do you have a shot? Nope. You don't have a shot if they don't like you or trust you. Now, after I do the three-way call, after you finish that three-way call with Johnny, you want to ask Johnny one question. How many questions? One. So, Johnny, which level did you want to come in at? $4.99, $7.99, or $10.49? And hush. First one talks loses. You want to know what 20 seconds of silence sounds like on the phone? Sounds like an eternity. Try doing it for a minute. I had somebody on standby for 3 minutes one day. 3 minutes. I was walking around with my headset. I didn't say a word. So what level did you want to come in at, man? Well, $4.99, $7.49, or $10.49? That's exactly how it sounded. Y'all thought I was texting and ignoring y'all. No. That's exactly how it sounded. Complete silence. Okay, I want to come in at $4.99. Awesome! You're in front of your computer? It's one of my favorite lines. Are you in front of your computer? Yeah, type in www.jeunessglobal.com. Let me know when you're there. You're there? Click on that join now button. You got it? Yeah. Walk them through the sign-up. Let me repeat that. Walk them through the sign-up. Stop having people tell you, hey, I'm going to join. Awesome. Here's my link. Let me know when you're ready. Don't do that. Because life might get in the way. Something might come up. Their broke neighbor might talk them out of it. Who knows? Their cousin might show up and say, oh my goodness, you're in that Jeunesse thing? You know, I tried Ramway a couple of years ago. That stuff doesn't work. How many of y'all get that? Don't y'all get some of that sometimes? Wow. Once you get good at painting pictures, people don't see words, they see pictures. Anytime people give me that stupid objection, you know, I always tell them a story. I said, you know, my first girlfriend, her name was Tara. I still remember her, man. 2nd grade, my first kiss. By the swing set. I remember how much game I had. I wrote a letter to Tara. Brandy, the letter was gangster too. It said, would you be my girlfriend? Yes or no? Y'all remember back in the day when y'all
Check the box.
I act like I was the only one. Y'all still writing notes now.
Yeah.
27 years
Check
old.
the box.
27 years old, still writing notes. She just doing it on Facebook now. Would you be my girlfriend? Yes or no? She checked off yes. Oh my goodness, I thought the stars were apart. I remember my first kiss. Oh my goodness, I thought everything was going to change. If I were to see Tara right now, I wouldn't even know what she looked like. Just because I'm not with her anymore, did one bad apple spoil a bunch? No. No. Because you drove over here and one tire caught a flat. Do you go and stab the other 3? Let's just make them all even. None of those things work. I tried 6 of them and they just all don't work. No, maybe you don't work. See, businesses work. I learned a long time ago that the system always works. People are the ones that don't work. You got to plug people into a system. See, people are the ones that you can't gauge. See, when you leave this room, I don't know what you're going to do. I can train you until 12 o'clock at night. It don't matter. I don't know what you're going to do when you leave. So there's a people element involved, right? You can be so motivated right now. Just motivate. Thank you for motivating me. Motivation is like a bath. You got to do it every single day. You don't want to be motivated. You want to be inspired. And let me tell you something that's going to inspire you. And I want you all that are writing right now, I want you to write this down because I've got a call that's getting ready to come in, and I got to do this call. And typically, I would, in the middle of a training, I would put this on speaker and let y'all hear the whole entire thing. Typically, but I can't do it with this particular Will. He won't like it if I do that. This person is extremely influential. What time we got to get out of this room?
10.
10. Okay. Should write this down. Why are you doing Jeunesse? Even if you already know why you're doing it, I want you to write it down. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing it? Is it your kids? Is it that you need a new house? You need a new car? You got your kids' college tuition? You got to take care of your parents? What is it? Why are you doing this? Cedrick. Hey, brother, hold on for me 1 second. Just in the middle of trying to give me 1 second. Why are you doing this? Now, when you write that down, here's what I want you to understand. Whatever you write down, I need it to be big enough to make you cry. If you don't get it. Cedrick, I want a new car. If you don't get that new car, are you going to cry? No, you just don't have a new car. Cedrick, I got to pay my kids' college tuition. If your kids don't go to college and they have to live with you for the next 20 years, does that make you cry? Yes, you're baller. You're baller. Your why has to be huge. It has to be so big that you're crying your eyeballs out. Are you with me? Okay. Now, I'm going to take this call. Being that we got to get